Alright, so today we're going to talk about 3D printing. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. You have a Raspberry Pi screen monitor up on your browser. I do. And that's right here. And we're going to talk about that as well. So if that sounds good, let's get started. So I did get the screen a while back. And overall, I like it. I brought it with me on a few trips. But there's some things I don't like. So, for example, it's not very protective. You got the screen, but on the back here, and we'll take a look, and it's kind of exposed up here, and we can tell it has the HDMI again, the micro SB, and the backlit switch. But all this over here again is kind of exposed, so I kind of wanted to print like a 3D cover for that. So looking at the other images, again, we have that front, we have the back exposed, and it does come with this little stand up here, which is like this, and it just kind of sets on there. But again, it seemed kind of a little bit exposed to me. I did print this right up here over on a one of the print sites, and I can't remember where I got it from. It doesn't really matter though for my purposes. I thought it would look nice to have this stand up here, but I printed it for the wrong screen. So we're going to have to take a look at printing it for the right screen. I kind of went a different way, and I kind of show you what I did. And again, that's just to protect this a little bit better. Alright, so I'll leave the links to this device in the description below. But I am going to go and jump over here to the 7-inch Raspberry Pi case, which is this case right here is what we're going to end up printing. And I'll leave the description below for that as well. But if I look at this, it just kind of gives you like a little shot where it looks kind of nice. It shows it's kind of protected. And it just shows you that, it's going to print in two separate areas. So let's go ahead and print that. Basically, you just download it and open up your bambu printer, and you can kind of print that out. It's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to go over the setup process, but I will show you the screen of it actually printing this out. Alright, so this is going to be a pretty fast print. Doesn't really take that long, and pretty cool looking, I think. Alright, so now that we're done printing, we'll just go down and get it off the printer. Alright, so I got the print off the printer. I got it right here. This is the back side, pretty solid. Here's the front side, and you notice you have these little like tabs right here and right here. So basically that's going to set up, and that's going to keep the electronic pieces, give it some space so it's not touching the plastic. So to kind of put this in, I just take this right here and this here, and where the HDMI and the power is, there's a little hole right here. We just make sure that we slide that in. And then it just snaps into place like that. And now notice how it's really protective. And then you have the other piece, which is this right here, and it just snaps in as a front cover. So we'll just go ahead and snap this in real quick. Alright, so we got a nice little case up here, so it's kind of protected, so if I lay it down, I'm not really touching or scratching at my screen. Again, the whole back's protected. You got the slides right here, and then over here, right there, that little slot there, you can take a paper clip and do your backlit light, and pretty much it. I'm talking about this is pretty much a solid piece of equipment now. Alright, so here's an example of the monitor hooked up in its little case. It looks nice. It took to my Raspberry Pi 400, and I think that it looks pretty good. And if I move the mouse around a little bit, you see that it's really responsive, and I think that that's going to work out pretty well. Alright, so what are we going to do? Well, we can take this device here and kind of have it like a portrait size, and maybe make it like a retro game with the Pi, and then do like Space Invaders or something. Or let's say that we want to have a side scroller. We might have it like that, and then have a little side scroller, or maybe we emulate some old like Apple II computers or Commodore 64s, or something like that, and then we can just kind of emulate those old computer systems, maybe even the Omega. Who knows? Another thing that we can do with this is maybe we'll hook it up to the computer and just kind of have displays of the computer. Maybe I'll hook it up to my server and say, hey, this is how much power I'm using, or this is kind of like, the different graphic charts that we can do for display, for visualization. If you have any ideas on how you think that we should use it, let me know in the comments below. Also, I'm kind of curious, does anyone know where there's like an old TV case that I could print for this particular screen? Let me know, because I think that'd be kind of cool too. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later.